Alrighty. So what style of dance were you doing before? And I mean, like, was there one specifically? And like, has that kind of helped you? Like, me and Al quote something. He said, whatever your foundation is, as in like what makes up your style of dance, like it's going to be applied in your krump. Like, has that helped you at all?
Definitely. Because apparently grooving is not as easy as I thought it was.
And what's the slogan on your page? What is it? Healing through groove.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So like I said, I'm from a small town, so we were not afforded the opportunities to be able to take classes or really invest in our artistry. It was more athletics or go to school. So me learning how to dance was just off the music that we had back then. You know, when you pop, lock, and drop it, Wipe Me Down. It's the best song ever. Don't care what anybody says. Or just any of the dances we had. And I just always loved performing. So that was my niche. Moving to Texas didn't further that. I mean, I was on a drill team, so I grew in my like flexibility and, you know, being able to be more balanced as far as just drill team technique, that kind of thing. But everything I learned up until obviously meeting Sylar and him teaching me a foundation was self-acquired, just from moving to music. And apparently that was hip hop. I didn't know how to categorize it, but that's actually what it was. So you can say that's my background, just hip hop music. And that definitely has helped me in krump, because krump is that bass, is that groove. I had to learn how to dance again after I learned krump, because I couldn't move my legs for some reason. But now that I understand it better, I feel like, oh, okay, I get it, how to like do all these rhythm switching. Not as proficient as Sylar or whatever, but you know, like I understand how to get in and out of pockets due to my choreo background and just hip hop background. It has helped me a lot. Hopefully it'll help me with combos.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it definitely will, because I mean, like combos is nothing but choreography.
Playing choreo, yeah.
That's all it really is. So I mean, but I think it'll click here soon. Like, so I mean, does it change anything? Like, are you able to go back? Like, how has it affected you now? Like, does it feel different? Like, has like krump kind of switched the wheel, or is it on the other side?
Listen, it was so hard. Like, after I learned krump, because remember you told me, you said, Jada, you have to go do other dance styles. I stopped all my other dancing. I was freestyling when I first got up here and doing choreo, and then I learned krump and everything stopped. Like, I was just krumping, listening to the krump music. I couldn't get out of it. So when I did my first freestyle battle, I literally felt like I didn't know how to move, because my instincts were telling me to krump, but then it was to regular music, you know, like poppy music or just anything that wasn't krump, because y'all know they don't play krump music at freestyles, so, or all styles. Get on that, seriously, guys. But I didn't know how to. I never practiced to that, so it was foreign to me. And it was like, Jada, you know how to dance? Like, where are you? I wasn't there. So it took me a second to get back into rhythm, and then obviously like labbing or dancing, because I don't know if y'all big homies are the same, but Sylar is very big on krumping to normal music, or practicing to that, because it has more in it, more space in it, more words, more everything. So I feel more comfortable now than I did then. But no, it was hard. It was so hard. It was very difficult, because I didn't know what I was doing. Like, oh my God.
I felt bad because one of her first, what was it, UMF?
Yes.
UMF last year. I was one of the judges, and I was just like, oh, my poor baby's just drowned.
And there's probably footage. There's footage. And it's just, I haven't watched it. It was bad. I just felt uncoordinated.
Because they did play krump. Did you dance to the krump track? Or?
No. No, I got like trap music.
That's right.
Or like disco kind of funk music. But it was.
And Xavier danced to the.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. At least trap was closer to krump, so I felt like the essence coming back. But it was so hard to mesh it. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it. It was very uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. And
And it kind of goes back to as far as I was saying, like how you said you want every time that you step on the floor to produce something.
Listen, that's why. But I also said in part 1, this was humbling. I said krump is humbling. Sorry, I'm not crying, guys. I have contacts in.
It's an emotional.
Right, emotional response to the embarrassment. But no, it's been humbling. Like that's what's like you think you will get something, or you'll do it, and then you get out there. Doesn't happen any way you thought it would. So it's just a constant like, okay, try again. Literally, that's the new motto for this year.
What about choreography? Like, do you think you can choreograph krump? Because that's where you come from. That's that's your bread and butter.
I feel like I could choreograph krump. I feel like I could, but it's also like my drive for other stuff that I used to like is not there. Like taking choreo classes or learning choreo, it's like I can't get motivated off of this. I'm not having as much fun. So it's changed my brain for sure on what I find like exciting at this point as a dancer. But I do feel like having a choreo background, like, and then learning the basics of krump, that I could put it together in an 8 count or 2. Yeah.
I think because we talk about this all the time as far as like choreography and stuff like that. I think it's because now when you look at choreography, it's other people learning somebody else's voice.
Right.
You're literally saying what somebody else is saying versus when you come over to freestyle and you can actually do it. It's every time that I step on the floor, it's about my voice now. And you have to interpret what I'm saying, or it's my responsibility to interpret to you. So, I mean, maybe that's probably what it is now.
That's literally what it is. It's like you're in charge of your own story, and it's hard for me to sit down and take in other people's information.
Yeah, I think
it's
that was
so much slower now.
A big lesson that was because as far as like from my journey, like I started in breaking, literally tore my lateral meniscus, and then came over to popping, and then learned krump. And one of the bigger lessons that I learned as far as when it came to music was when I started taking classes from Keith Clark. And now I don't know if it's the same for you. I can't hear music the same anymore. So when I watch people choreograph, because for a while, like when DFC was open, I was taking classes and stuff like that. I would watch people do choreography, and I'm like, you didn't hear that part,
right?
Like, so I don't. Does it seem like that?
It is. And choreo is such the same now. Just like I said, technology phase, everybody looks the same because they feel like they have to, honestly. Because with choreo, there's a niche that wins, and a niche right now that's like sought after. So you watch that, you study that, and then you replicate that. And so learning choreo is like, I feel like I just learned this by somebody else a week ago. So it's just not as exciting because it's planned for one, and you can tell, like, even you doing it, it's just like you're not creating anything.
So it's kind of raised the bar.
It's raised my expectation for sure, because I know what my body's capable of now. And so it's like, get more creative with how you're moving, and how you're interpreting music. You can do so many things. So now to watch it, it's like, okay, I've seen that move 100 times, or it's become more oversaturated, and it's become the same thing. So it's just not as exciting for me, which is strange because that's how I thought I would be a dancer. I thought I would be a choreo kid, or, a dancer for somebody. But now it's very independent. I want to be that performer.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I was like, I respect choreography, and whether people want to admit it or not, like, freestylers can do choreography any day of the week, but choreographers cannot do freestyle any day of the week. They can't, because it's like you're programmed to think about your moves, and it's even the moves that you have that you're freestyling are from other pieces that you've done from other bunch of people. So we can watch you, like, y'all know that. And I know that too, because again, most people don't know, I started in choreography as well. Like, I used to go to UTA, and for people that remember Goodfield and move the groove ball. He's taking it back. So exactly, I was never part of it, but they had a brown bag special, stuff like that. So It's there, but I'll be trying to tell you, it's a different level. So that's why I always recommend people come over to freestyle, so that way,
you
raise your level of awareness.
Freestyling is choreo.
So what's one piece of advice coming from the choreography side of it, or coming from an environment that, you know, didn't necessarily have such a high exposure to the dance scene, freestyle in every aspect? What's one piece of advice that you would give to someone out there?
That came from choreo?
Yes. Or even came from an environment that you came from.
Okay, because I was definitely choreo and then freestyle, and luckily in that helped. But seriously, just develop your own movement. Stop watching so many people. Literally get off of Instagram. Get off of just chill. Because I do feel like we're constantly like doing this and absorbing. So it's hard to have a personality. So I would say my personality in general is I'm very self-aware, so it's hard for me to get fixated on others or to dive that deeply where I can't distinguish myself from them. So I don't have that problem naturally, but I know a lot of dancers do. So like I said, you just have to have a cutoff and take time with yourself and figure out how you want to move and figure out what your body can and can't do. And that takes actual work. Like I said, KRUMP humbled me to the fact that you can't just keep winging it. Can't just keep coming up with stuff on the spot. Like, you actually do need to sit down or whatever in your practice time and figure things out, because this is a body, it's still physical, it's still muscle. And I feel like my generation has lost that aspect of training. Like, we are so focused on just, you know, shooting a video and pushing it out, and no one's skilled anymore. So or as you can say, proficient in anything. So from the one advice is just get proficient at what you're doing, whatever you're doing, and be committed and dedicated to it. That way it doesn't look so like questionable when you're dancing, because if you're unsure, we're unsure. So just take the time. Like, dance isn't going anywhere. You know, I know we're not getting any younger, but if you don't figure it out sooner than later, you will be older, and then you'll just be the same thing. So I don't know, just take the time.
Gotcha. Well, excellent. All right. Well, any final thoughts for
the world?
The world. Anything you want to say?
I'm excited. I've had a great experience so far. I'm glad I've chosen, or I feel like this lane chose me, because I didn't have to see you when I did. So I'm just glad that I made the decision, because, you know, originally when I graduated college, it was going to be Houston or Austin. You know, I was like, why go back to Dallas? I was in high school in Dallas. But some told me to go back to Dallas, and here I am, and I'm like, oh, I can actually make a lane for myself here. I didn't think that would be possible. Right. So, and now finding a new genre of dance, I see so much more opportunity now than I did just as a choreographer or just somebody who was freestyling. So overall, I'm excited as a rookie in this, just to keep developing my craft, get my name out there, meeting people, having a good time, because at the end of the day, that's all this is. It's just dance. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Alrighty, guys. Well, there it is, Miss Nstinct, aka Queen Sylar, Jada. What's the IG in this case?
IG is my government name, Jada Nstinct.
Basic.
No, we're not gonna do all that changing to according to my emotions. It's just gonna be Jada Nstinct, JADASTITH. Gotcha. My last name is unique.
Excellent. Well, for any booking needs, I mean, definitely feel free to reach out to her, and best believe that you will need to speak to me first, obviously.
Please.
Because I definitely would like to go wherever she's going and coattail and get some of that clout, you know, that she's clearly getting. So it is what it is at the end of the day, but appreciate y'all rocking with me. And if y'all do have any questions, ladies, don't be afraid to come into KRUMP. She's only a year and 2 months in now, and clearly fucking it up, you know, for lack of better words. So KRUMP is for everybody, freestyle's for everybody. I'll holla at y'all. Appreciate it. Peace.